So we're back on the Line and Length Cricket Podcast. I have Dr. Kashif Ansari with me, of course, our co-host and our Pakistani contributor. We just witnessed one of the worst Pakistan series against Australia that I've seen in the last couple of decades. And I tell you what, Dr. Ansari, Greg Chappell and Ian Chappell, they said some 3 years ago that the West Indies team that played against Australia in Australia was not only the worst West Indies team that ever went to Australia, but perhaps the weakest West Indies team ever. I want to suggest to you that this Pakistan team that just lost 2-0 is perhaps the softest Pakistan team that has ever toured Australia, even though the series result was predictable. What says you?
Well, that is very kind of you to use some civilized language of soft team. I love that terminology, soft team. Let's not drop into anything being politically correct. Let's straight talk. Straight talk is this was the most pathetic, the most unorganized, the most dictated and undeserving team which was sent to Australia.
Tell me how you really feel.
How do I feel about it? I mean, I feel disgusted. I'm totally disgusted. I'm not disappointed. It was totally expected what they did. But I'm disgusted, just like 220 million people in Pakistan, they're disgusted as well. This is not funny. This is not something which is going through experimental phase anymore. We are not Afghanistan. We are not Ireland or Scotland. We are the world champions in ICC Champions Trophy. We have won the World Cup. We are number one T20 side in the world. And apparently, the current administration is working on digging the holes for themselves and burying the whole team and burying the word of cricket into a big hole and forget about it.
The Pakistani performance seemed gutless and predictable. I'm talking from the very first 2 hours of the entire series when you went to lunch not losing a wicket, and then predictably you were all of a sudden 95 for 5. And that just seemed to be no recovery from that first test down to the last ball of the second test, even though we saw Yasir Shah put up some rearguard reaction with a century and Babar Azam in 97. Other than that, it was just total hapless cricket from Pakistan. Do you think we need now to clear out the box of who is indeed in charge of Pakistan cricket? Because it can't go on like this forever.
The problem is, Barry, that every time they have a huge loss or they show a miserable performance in any series, any tournament or any competition, they come back home and there is a big shuffling around, reshuffling this way, that way takes place. And then the administration says that, it's going to be all good now. And then we ask them, it's not good yet. Give them some time, they'll be all right. And then the next thing you hear is they've lost some other series. The problem is infrastructure, Barry. Listen to me carefully. In Pakistan, there is no such thing like infrastructure and accountability. When you do not have these two basic ingredients of success in any organization, you are bound to fail. Take any business in the world. You run a very successful company in Barbados which runs the cricket operations and which keeps a very close eye on all the cricketing events in the world. If you don't have infrastructure, if you don't have approach to the right people, if you don't have access to the technology, if you don't have the knowledge of the game, if you're not sincere to your cause, you are not going to be successful. And unfortunately, this is the dilemma Pakistan cricket has been facing for the past 2 years. That there has never been an infrastructure. When we tried to do that back in mid-80s or something like that, it just fell apart after Imran Khan left the scene in 1992. So after that, it has been a disaster, complete disaster. And we have won championships, we have won series, we have had some glorious days of cricket in the past 15, 20, 25 years, but they're all individual performance-based. When we know cricket is a team sport, we don't see the team effort as we should see from a country which praises cricket like any other religion in the world. So this is why everybody's frustrated. And this current administration for the past 18 months has been extremely disappointing and dictating. Imran Khan, he doesn't need any introduction. When the country's head is the legend of cricket of his time, and his team is losing by by one inning and so many runs in two consecutive test matches, and when there is not a single Pakistani flag in the entire Adelaide Oval Stadium.
No, you're right.
On the slap on the face of our Prime Minister. He doesn't realize it. He doesn't get it. That this is not funny. We don't have an industrialist Prime Minister. We have a cricketer Prime Minister. He knows cricket more than maybe thousands and thousands of people. And your team doesn't, it is not performing. There's not even a single supporter of Pakistan cricket in the stadium. This is what's going to happen. Tomorrow they're going to leave Australia. They're going to be on the way back home. As soon as they land in Pakistan, the first statement that's going to come from one of these the PCB guys. Oh, we have always lost in Australia, so big deal. No problem. We'll show you how good we are in Sri Lanka series. And in Sri Lanka, because Sri Lanka is coming over for 2 test matches in the next couple of weeks, they're going to have low bouncy pitches, they have turning cracks, they have their own ground, this and that, and they're probably going to win one and lose one. Or maybe they're going to lose both. And then they're going to say, oh, see, he made a 50, oh, he made 100, he got a 5-er. Oh, keep him, he should be a part of the team. But the rest of the year, what are these guys doing? Nobody's working on their fitness, nobody's working on their skills, nobody's working on their weaknesses, because nobody cares.
Let's talk solutions, Dr. Ansari. What
solutions
do we need right now to make things happen?
All right, this is the solution. If I am Imran Khan, I know for the fact who is sincere to cricket versus who is there for a paycheck.
Right.
This is the bottom line, all right? So the sincere people who have played cricket in Pakistan over the last 2-3 decades should be handpicked. And my pick will be Yunus Khan. And then let him pick his team of 4, 5, 6 associates who are going to assist him in Pakistan Cricket Board. Make him the chair of Pakistan Cricket Board. Let him handpick those guys from all over Pakistan who has served the country with honesty and integrity. And maybe they are not cricketers. Maybe some non-cricketers as well. Corporate people. Have them run the show. Plus, board of directors for accountability. Board of directors should consist of people who own PSL franchises. The people who have stake in the country's cricket future. These are the guys from franchises who are doing talent hunt scheme all across the country. These are the guys who are trying to find the best talent, who are trying to put their own money into the game, own time and own efforts to make things happen. So make a board of directors of them. Suggestions should come from them. Yunus Khan should be the head of PCB. He should be given a free hand because he has a spotless character. He has shown integrity and full character of how a Pakistani or a sportsman should behave during his cricketing years and after his cricketing years. So let's give him the keys for Pakistan Cricket Board and leave him alone. And let the bureaucracy sit on their butt and do not interfere in his affairs. This is what I would do. Then I would empower the national cricketing academies which are located in Karachi and Lahore. And those academies should be run by professionals such as Mohsin Hassan Khan, such as Saeed Anwar, such as Saqlain Mushtaq, and those guys should be keeping an eye on the talent and run the talent hunt scheme all year around. They then have a system of stipend, or you can say scholarship, for kids who are good in cricket. Get them out and give them a scholarship, give them accommodation, give them food, give them a job to play and learn cricket every day under the freelancing coaches. Now use the word freelancing coaches, just like Gary Palmer is. Bring them on board all year around in these national cricket academies and give them these 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. Tell them, guys, look, this is the raw talent. You need to work on them. Have a bowling machine, create environment of South Africa, create a pitch of drop-in pitches like Australia, create pitches such as Abu Dhabi, Dubai, or England, and try to acclimatize these guys. Try to work on their raw talent and convert them into match winners. And this is a process which needs to continue for 12 months a year, 365 days a year.
I hate to ask you this question, but I must, given the history of Pakistan cricket, do you think there was any bookies or match fixers involved in any of the outcome of this series?
Well, I tell you what, if anybody had put in money on Pakistan during this series, they would have been the most stupid people in the world. But I wouldn't be surprised if certain things or certain changes or certain inclusions or exclusion of certain players would have given the opportunity to these bookies to make money, because they don't make money just on wins or losses. They make money on everything, letting them know the pitch conditions, letting them know who's playing, the batting orders, the bowling orders, or changing the field positions, scoring singles in or certain amount of runs in certain number of overs. Because all those small fancy fixing things might have happened. Who knows? As long as there are certain characters of Pakistan cricket who has drowned and who has humiliated Pakistan cricket in 1996, and they haven't stopped working on their agendas in the last 24 years, they are not kicked out of Pakistan cricket books. Anything is possible. Everything is possible.
Look, Dr. Ansari, we're going to continue this conversation next week after Australia, of course, have their second tour, and after we see how Pakistan do against Sri Lanka, because I'm going to hold you to what you think can happen in that Sri Lankan series. Dr. Ansari, thank you so much.